What's up, everybody? This is Ballin Reese 82 at Off the Wire. I'm just gonna do a lineup review on my cash lineup yesterday, just to help anybody out, maybe with their process or if they're struggling in baseball so far. So I'll start with my pitcher. I had Corey Kluber and Tanner Roark, and pitcher was pretty easy for me yesterday. I mean, Kluber was going against the White Sox. They had one of the highest K rates. Fantasy Labs, they actually have a lot of numbers built into their models, so that's what I like to use. So I pulled up yesterday's, and you could see, if you go to Kluber, let's do it really quick. They have a really nice number where you can see the average strikeout at bats. It puts in the other team's strikeout rate along with Kluber, and they strike out 28.6% of the time, so that's high. We already know their WOBA. It's one of the worst of yesterday. Kluber had the highest K prediction on this. Oh, not the highest. One of the highest at 8. And he also goes deep into games. The White Sox were projected to score the least amount of runs. He was 160 favorite. I like, obviously, favorites. The bigger the favorite, the better. You get that 4-point win bonus. And another one of the big things I look at are hard hit percentages. So his hard hit percentage for the past year was a 29%. Anything under 30 I'm okay with, because you're not really getting hit much. Yeah, that's about it for the first thing. I mean, he has a low whip. He doesn't give up a ton of runs. He had high strikeout upside, and that's why I went with him. Now my second pitcher, I've seen a lot of people went with Verlander. I didn't really like Verlander just because if you look at Verlander's stats, his hard hit in the past 15 days is 41%, so almost half the time he's getting hit hard. His fly ball rate is over 40, and that's for the past year and for the past 15 days. So when he gets hit, half the balls are fly balls, which lead to a lot of home runs. That's something I don't like to look at. And he was what? He was 10 something. No, I definitely didn't. I didn't pay for him. He was 10-3. He ended up blowing up in people's faces. I went with Tanner Roark. If you look at the guy's game log alone, you can see he's really consistent pitcher. He doesn't have huge upside. He's not going to go for 35, 40 pretty much ever. But he was facing a Mets lineup with no Cespedes, no Lucas Duda, and that made me want to target him. The Mets don't strike out a lot, so that's something that is a little sketchy, but without Cespedes in the lineup and without Lucas Duda, I wasn't too concerned with it. I was expecting him to have a solid game, and that's all I was really asking for. He went for 13, I believe, 13 points, so I'm happy with that. It's a solid line. I only paid $8K for him, and it allowed the bats that I wanted to fit. Now for my bats were actually really easy to pick. I target 1-2 hitters, almost only 1-2 hitters, some 3 hitters, and then at catcher. Catcher's an exception for me because it's always a weak position. So I wanted to target Walker in Arizona. It was 90-something degrees. It was just the ultimate park to hit the ball in yesterday. And the Dodgers had the highest implied team total. So I went their leadoff, Jock Peterson, went with Corey Seager, and I went with Grandal in the lineup. And Corey Seager and Peterson have really nice hard hit percentages. They're batting 1 and 2 in the lineup. They both panned out really nicely. Grandal was hitting 6 in the lineup, but that's my exception. I don't care. As long as they're in a good spot, which one Grandal was. It was either between him and McCann for Detroit, because that was another. I wanted to target Santiago. McCann actually hit a bomb, so he went for at least 16. But you know what? I finished high up in my double ups, and I cashed in all of them. And Grandal got me a 9, so I can't complain about that. Thames, he was 60-something% owned. I don't really have to explain it. He was the chalk yesterday. He's in a nice matchup. Wainwright on the road. His numbers this year are unrealistic. He can't keep up what he's doing, but he's sure been crushing the ball. WOBA, ISO. His hard hit percentages are off the chart. So he was easy. Then, like I said, I wanted to target Santiago. He's a weird pitcher because his hard hit percentage was the highest on the slate by far. Nothing was close. He had 40% for the year, 47 for the last 15 days, the last couple starts. And his fly ball percentages were both over 40. They're playing in Minnesota. I wouldn't really call it a hitter's park or a pitcher's park, but the way it was playing yesterday. But I'll definitely take bats in that situation. A fly ball pitcher who gets hit hard. I like Detroit was decently high. I think they were projected 4.1 runs yesterday, so I targeted the 1 and 2 in their lineup was Kinsler and Castellanos. Now I know Santiago, he's a weird pitcher. He's a lefty, and righties actually hit him worse than lefties do. He's one of them reverse splits guys. I don't know if that's noise, or I don't think it is because he's been around for a while, but it didn't really pan out in that. Like Castellanos had 5, Kinsler put up a 0. But it's all about the process. You're not going to hit on every bat you take. You just hope you hit on enough. And you want to make sure your pitchers, you get your points out of them, because that's the solid position that isn't as volatile as bats. And then my biggest pick, it was 8% owned, Corey Dickerson. He's been money against righties. He was the first person I put in my lineup. He was 3.3K, so he let me relieve a lot of salary. He was going against a righty, so lefty lead off against a righty. I don't care it's in Tampa because the matchup's a matchup. And he led off with a bomb in the first inning, so that's really where he got all his points. But his hard hit percentage is nice. I know it's over 30, 32, fly ball 42. So he hits the ball in the air, and Fires is a guy that gives up hard hits. He gives up fly balls. It was a nice situation. So Dickerson was a really nice hit for me. And then Carlos Gomez, he only got 1 hit. He hit a couple hard balls. Same situation. He was in Texas going against Carnes, a guy that gives up a lot of hard hits, a lot of fly balls. Gomez hits the ball in the air a lot, and he has a nice WOBA, nice ISO. He's in Texas, which is a nice hitter's park. So, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Put up 124. I cashed in every single double up I played. Pretty high up, top 30% or so. I play a lot of head-to-heads too in cash. Alright, well, if you have any questions for me, hit me up on Twitter. I'll be posting this at Off the Waivers. Good luck tonight, guys. Thanks.